Hey guys, I'm Janet, on occasion, and we're playing Total War 2. It's finally out. Total War Warhammer 2 has arrived, and we are playing it. And this is the first replay of many. So, this was interesting, actually. Yeah, crazy. If you look at the leaderboard here, so I was against Turin. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Well, I do, actually. Shadow got in touch with him, invited me to the Discord, because he'd played Dahv plays on his channel before. And yeah, so I just sort of got dragged into it, which was fantastic because this game was great. So you know, it was fine. So yeah, so here again, Dahv plays Shadow Online Gaming in Turin. So I brought the Dark Elves. We're also against the Lizardmen, the High Elves, and the Skaven. So we got the full four factions here for our first replay, which is great. So here you can see I've got the Reaper Bolt Thrower. I had it facing that way. Pardon me. Immediately. Because, yeah, I just wanted to see what was over there and then shoot it. So over here, I've got quite a cheap front line. I've got the Bleak Swords, so pretty good swordsman, but shielded is the main thing. I just wanted like a strong defensive line here, basically. And so some Dread Spears as well for anything big, and also the Dark Shards with their insane armor piercing. Not huge range, but insane armor piercing. These guys can just tank large stuff. Like, so quickly. Anything that's a big target with a lot of armor, these guys will kill. Also, Malekith with all the spells, you know, on his Black Dragon, which is very cool. Let's just have a look at that. So yeah, he's looking great. Ah, so cool. And the dragon saying hi with his amazing little metal goatee, which is great. So, so as well as that, I mean, that's it really. No, it's not. Of course, I've got these guys. So I've got these Dread Knights, these Cold One Dread Knights, which are really armoured, scary dinosaur riders. So, pretty sweet. So these guys, a lot of armour piercing. They can go mental, though, which is inconvenient for me, to say the least. So, immediately, I see this Vanguard army, so I have to react to that very quickly, because I didn't know what was in there. It's all just skinks, actually. So yeah, it's a couple of chameleon skinks, and then a load of skink skirmishers. So, pretty fun, to be honest. But you can see the rest of his army is tiny. That's because he's just got 3 lots of feral cold ones. Oh, this is Shadow's army, by the way. Sorry, 4 units of feral cold ones. Which is a silly amount of feral cold ones. But then here, look at this! So he's also got a Saurus Old Blood on a Carnosaur. So, oh, scared look at all these guys. So, yeah, Saurus Old Blood on a Carnosaur with the most crazy saddle. Also a Stegodon. Amazing. Another one in the back, and an ancient Stegodon. You can tell it's the ancient one, right? Look how fancy it is. Yeah, crazy. So, mad. So, I'm trying to shoot at these guys. These guys I spot when I send in my cold ones, but I pulled them back because I don't want to just send them into the wild here with all this stuff approaching. I did not want them to go mental and get stuck there. So yeah, as you can see, I'm reforming everything. So over here, let's go have a look at Turin's army, already in combat, because the Skaven also Vanguard deployed. So if we scroll in here, you can see he's got these amazing Sword Masters of Hoeth. He's got some Illyrian Reavers coming in. Here he's got the Phoenix Guard. Oh no, sorry, they're White Lions of Shrace. But he does have Phoenix Guard too. You know what, I better just get the HUD back up, shouldn't I? So yeah, White Lions of Shrace, 2 units of these Swordmaster of Hoeth, another White Line of Shrace. He's got 2 lots of Lothern Sea Guard that he keeps on the edges, because obviously they've got spears. These archers do not. So if cavalry come in the sides, these guys can handle it, and keep these guys safe. So, good use. Also, yep, here's the Phoenix Guard. So great anti-large, these guys. Really elite units. Fantastic anti-large. You just don't want your lords to be fighting them if they're mounted. Also, some more spearmen, because, well, I guess he had some money left. And, of course, he's got a prince here on a Sun Dragon. And they just look phenomenal, don't they? And as you can see, he's having a load of smelly bullets thrown in by these slingers. So Dahv plays here. He's brought a ton of these gutter runner slingers with poison, so they're going to be doing a lot of slowing and debuffs. So it's pretty cool. And it's really going to help back up these guys here. So these death runners are just awesome. So proper ninjas. Look at these guys. I mean, they look great. I'm just going to... Oh, look at that. Really cool. So, and as you can see, they have this this here, which I think is amazing. Weeping Blade, minus 50% armor, and they've already got armor piercing. So basically, they're just going to get so much damage into, you know, expensive units. They themselves are pretty expensive for, you know, for Skaven units, but still. Also, he's got a Doom Wheel, which is just great. Love this. fantastic. Little guy in there, steering it. Wouldn't like to be this one, especially next to the big boiler. Contraptions like these tend to explode. The Skaven, not very safety conscious. Also, he's got a warlord here on a rat ogre. I can't remember what it's called actually. The specific rat ogre mount. I can't remember. But again, just phenomenal. And the fur effects actually on this game are really good. Also here, he's got a plague priest. These guys will just spawn. You know, they've got some great, you know, virulent wind spells and you know, stuff like that. Load of AoE stuff. But also, they can just spawn a load of rats. So that's probably what he's going to be spending most of his time doing. So yeah, that's that. So yeah. So as you can see, I've engaged with him here. So I'm going to speed things up. So as you can see, I get the cold ones to come here and deal with the Saurus Old Blood. Oh, I did use a Blade Wind, but I used it here and it just immediately went off them, which is such a shame. But you know, I try and get these Dread Spears on them. Really, I should have got the Dread Spears in here and the Bleak Swords over there, but I didn't have time to organise everything. Oh, over here, yeah, these Feral Cold ones charged in, and unfortunately I can't show you now. Oh, it's a shame. Just a volley from each of these 3 Dark Shards basically destroyed the unit. And it basically just tickled this unit's spears before they shattered. So now that these guys are safe, you know, the only unit that came around to deal with them is dealt with, so now I can get these guys on the larger units. So actually I took out the other Feral Cold ones first, because I want to single these guys out, because, you know, I've got a load of cold ones that can do great against these units. So, so that's great. So he stopped trying to shoot me with this Stegodon, he's just going to come in and try and fight me. So here I use a, oh, what's it called again? Soul Stealer, to steal their souls. As you can see, they've got a ton of souls. So many souls, these skins. So I'm, you know, sucking all them up with Malekith, which heals him. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage against these guys, though. I think it might be better against, like, Lords and stuff. I mean, it's an AoE, but I think heroes and things get affected by it more. I'd have to check. But like I say, you know, early days with this game. So we'll be learning a lot in the next few days, I'm sure. So here you can see, though, this Ancient Stegodon is going down very quickly. Malekith's having a great time. You know, these Cold One Dread Knights, yeah, they're actually not... Oh, okay, yeah, they are starting to do some damage. But Murderous Prowess has kicked in. So all my guys have got mad buffs now. So if you look at the melee attack there, you know, big green blob there. Yeah, all that green, that's extra from the, you know, from this. So that's nice. So that lasts for a little while. But here you can see, you know, that Stegodon, that Ancient Stegodon's gone, that Stegodon's gone. Now it's just this one. The Old Blood is still going, though. For some reason here, once again I had spears chasing these infantry, and I had the swordsman fighting Saurus Old Blood. So again, slightly the wrong order there. But that's okay. That's okay, guys. So, yeah, more hitting in here. Like, just Malekith just coming in, dealing with these Stegodons. His weapon damage is really high. Yeah, 520, which is really good. And, you know, when these guys are bogged down by a load of units, they don't know who to attack. He can't turn around and fight Malekith, because these guys will just attack anything nearby. They're really hard to maneuver once they're, you know, committed to a fight like that. You can run them out pretty well, but not when they're surrounded by cold ones. So here you can see I'm just melting this guy's health with my Dark Shards. They're doing serious work. He is not going to last long. But you can see Malekith just finished off that Stegodon. And here, you know, I'm starting to chase him with a bit more of my infantry. But, you know, these skins could turn around and do pretty well. But unfortunately, with the, you know, these two shattering, army losses hits. These were just 2 valuable units that I took out. So his cheaper units, if he'd charged them all in melee, he could have wrapped up my whole force. If he'd sent them, you know, some more around the side, he could have held up my archers. You know, he could have really helped. But unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to really prove themselves before they shattered. So now, really need to get over here and show you what's going on over here. So they all clashed. So what happened is the Death Runners charged in here, sundered the crap out of the armour of all these elite units, while they just got peppered by these Gutter Runners. But of course, yeah, I mean, no one had any armour in this engagement, really. And, of course, the archers of the High Elves are very good. They're very accurate. And against unarmoured units like these slingers, they will just mop them up. They will do serious damage. And, of course, you know, the Death Runners, yeah, they will sunder the armour and poison and all the rest of it. But, you know, they don't have as good attack stats as the Swordmasters of Hoeth, for instance. That melee defense and melee attack of the Swordmasters, they will cleave through these Death Runners. So, also you can see over here, yep, the Warlord got chased away. So that's quite sad. So you can see I am in the lead for now. But I've got to get into this fight quickly, or that's going to change. Because, yeah, Turin right behind me. So, see, though, a lot of his units are getting peppered here. So, yeah, Dahv is getting quite a few points doing this. So, yeah, very cool. So, yep, start move up. So, move up my, you know, Reaper Bolt Thrower, try and get up here. They've got pretty good range. These are very small maps, to be honest. So, the range of that is very good. Is it going to show me? Yeah, so you can see the range up to there. So, yeah, so that's pretty good, you know? It's going to go well. So, yep, so I'm trying to get my guys set up here. So, Malekith, I actually send in sort of ahead, because I'm thinking, ooh, I might be able to put a cheeky spell down here. Could do quite well. But, yeah, it's taken a while, isn't it? So, yeah, here you can see, you know, Turin is just getting peppered by so many units here. He doesn't want to stay in this engagement, especially with me coming up behind. He's got to hold strong here and do some damage to me if he's going to, you know, well, keep that lead now. Because, as you can see, I've got a lot of units left. Annoyingly, though, all of my remaining cold ones went ballistic and just, yeah, they were over here for ages. They do come back, and I don't actually notice. I checked on them a few times, and it just seemed crazy they were still doing this. Yeah, finally just mopping up these chameleon gigs. Having a wonderful time. Oh, they do come back now. I'm pretty sure I looked just before that happened. Oh, right, because they go mental again. That's why. Ugh. Anyway. So, yeah, Malekith's in here. So, I used a couple of spells, actually. I used a breath attack on these guys, did a bit of damage. And I used Doom Bolt, which, again, a bit of damage, but not a whole lot. What Turin pointed out, actually, is that Doom Bolt, it gets its armor piercing when you overcast it. So it makes it much more formidable against, you know, armored units like this. And against Lords as well. It's very good at that. So here you can see more Death Runners in the line here. Just got given, they just used concealment bombs for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Very cool special effect though, nice thin line, that's fun. So here, yeah, I charge the Warlord, just take him out, and I can do that early. And you see, I got a lot of points with that. Put me back in the lead. For now. So, Malekith's gonna, you know, get out of the way of all these slingers. But for some reason he does end up just sat there for a long time. Which is odd. And yeah, I started microing all these guys, and he just carried on sitting there. It was very irritating. So yeah, they're finally back, and I don't realise, so that's annoying. So here, you can see I am taking Archfire now. So I will be charging in. I just need to get in here quickly. Well, these guys are... Oh, I mean, come on. Like, because yeah, they sent an attack, a move order to go over here, and he just stopped. It was very annoying. Anyway, so start trying to get some damage here. But unfortunately, yeah, the amount of room here is very slight. So these guys are a bit blobbed up, and I noticed it a little bit late, honestly. So, so that's a pity. So yeah, Eagle Claw actually tries to get some damage on these guys, but I take a lot of damage instead. So I'm just going to go cinematic for the rest of this, because, you know, I haven't been able to put cinematics in here because it's going to take ages. So here you can see, these are the Dark Shards that I was just moving to try and space them out, and they all got scorched. And now they're under a lot of arrow fire, and these are the ones without shields. So that's a pity. So yeah, these archers will actually do pretty well. It was a bit of a mistake, clapping them up like that. It's a huge mistake. I got a bit cocky. So, yeah, over here, I seem to be doing more damage to my own troops, but that's fine. So here, more rats get spawned. That's great. So cool. Oh, I just love these guys. Anyway, yeah, so, you see, Malekith comes in here, because I decide I want to use a breath spell on these guys. They seem like the biggest blob, so I can get the most kills with that, and probably rout this unit. Because I want to move these guys through. I want to get some flanks, or get into the archers, whatever. So I start peppering the archers with the Reaper Bolt Thrower. Now, just having a Reaper Bolt Thrower this late in the game is fantastic. Keeping something like that alive is so good. I'm the only person with artillery here. So that is helping me so much. So here, though, you can see a lot of my Bleak Swords had broken. But now I'm getting a lot better shots into these Phoenix Guard, and these are very high-value targets. So, yeah, I am shooting these guys with a lot of volleys. Oh, and also apparently trying to get some more shots onto this dragon. But of course, you know, he gets too close, of course I'm going to try and do that. So, yeah, Reaper Bolt Thrower still doing great. Is really tearing up these archers, which is very useful. So, yeah, this dragon is not in the best way. So over here, you can see Dahv is reforming. So, you know, he's still got these Death Runners, you know, he's still got these Slingers, and they just look great. Look at these guys. Oh, I think I might like the Skaven the best, just in terms of the model. I mean, look at how they run, it's so cool. Anyway, so, yeah, so you can see he's got in the fight here. So he's trying to deal with these, you know, these Phoenix Guard, because these are high-value targets. It's a good way to wrap them up. So here I send Malekith in after the Lord Master of Hoeth. So it's the last valuable target, really. The dragon was, he's out, really. He's got like a smidgen of health, he's not coming back. So here, try and take out the Sword Master, sorry, the Lore Master. So yeah, he's running away. So yeah, things are looking good. Things are looking good. Everything else is running away, except something. I'm not sure what's left. Let's have a look. So yes, still a dragon, but everything on the ground is shattered. So yep, he runs. He's not going to stick around while everything on the ground is shattered. But here though, actually, still got this Plague Priest to worry about. So let's go have a look. So, Plague Priest, I think he's going to spawn more, yep, spawning more rats. So suddenly his army's a lot bigger than it was a second ago. Yep, awful lot more guys coming in. And obviously, you know, I'd lost Murderous Prowess ages ago, so, you know, I don't get to keep doing that. Weirdly, I just walked straight through them, which seems a little odd. Never mind. So here, go straight into the Plague Priest. So he's completely surrounded. This is a bad day for him. Look at that, even the armour on the hip. The dragon looks so good. Yeah, Seraphon, isn't it? It's just fantastic. So yeah, Malik's having a whale of time. So yeah, over here, I do actually have a couple of guys break over here, which is quite impressive. But that was it. That's the victory. So pretty fun. This is Total War Warhammer 2. It's complete anarchy. So you can see here. So it didn't get the most kills, of course, because you know, I was fighting, well, you know, a tiny army of lizards, which was a little bit crazy. Turin, though, he was fighting this Skaven, so, you know, he racked up a lot of kills. But weirdly, what I find just hilarious is Shadow here. 63% of his guys made it out. It's just the things I did kill were so high value that, yeah, they all shattered. You know, most of his army was dead in terms of points, you know, in terms of cost. So that affected his morale a lot. So yeah, the other guys just shattered, which is a shame. So yeah, I definitely had a hard counter for Shadow, to be honest. He was playing around with something new, and you've got to admire him for bringing, you know, such a fantastic, just monster-heavy army. Really good fun. Really helped showcase the Lizardmen for, you know, just the fun faction they can be. So yeah, Dahv here. I absolutely love the synergy between these two. But amazingly, I think this is actually an army that the High Elves can do well against. The High Elves definitely in a bit of a weak position in Total War Warhammer 2. I don't know, they just don't seem to perform very well. They don't seem to have a lot of specialist stuff. Like, a lot of their cavalry doesn't have, like, anti-large or, you know, anti-infantry or whatever. They're all just kind of they just have stats and no bonuses. There's no rock, paper, scissors stuff going on. They're just quite robust. But then you just need those bonuses. You know, that's what makes you know, a faction useful. You've got to have those tools specifically for for dealing with the enemies. So I find it odd. But anyway, you know, hopefully they'll get patched, or everyone will discover that we're all wrong about High Elves and they're actually fantastic. So hopefully that'll be the case. But yeah, the Death Runners sundering armor, and then, you know, these guys poisoning and doing extra damage. You know, because they don't have to worry about any armor anymore because of it being sundered by the Death Runners. And yeah, slowing down the enemy with poison, so the Death Runners can chase down anything. I think it's really cool synergy between these two, so I absolutely love that. And of course the Doom Wheel is just great fun. The Plague Priest can just bring in backup, so you can just bring in all the more conventional units and put them all over the place, which is great. I mean, it's basically like Raised Dead, but for rats. Raised rats. It's great. And obviously the Warlord, you know, pretty tanky on that massive rat ogre, but clearly quite easy to single out. He got very hurt. But yeah, so it was really fun. So then Turin's army here. So you can see here, you know, his elite units did elite damage. I mean, that's crazy. 223 kills with his Swordmaster Hoeth. Just all that anti-infantry and everything, they are fantastic. I know I was saying they don't seem to have a lot of specialist stuff, you know, dealing with specialized stuff, but actually they do. It's just very expensive. These Swordmasters are not cheap. I think they're like £1,000. Yeah, they're very pricey. More than £1,000? I think they're 1,100 maybe? They're very expensive. So yeah, I have to check that. Anyway, so yeah, they're very expensive. So he didn't have much of a front line. You know, he had a couple of White Lions, but he had to save a bit of money. You know, the Loathen Sea Guard are always, you know, they're very formidable, they're great archers. But of course, he just capped either side so he could save some money and get the normal archers. You know, he didn't have a lot of cavalry or monsters, you know, he just had a bit of cav. The cheapest unit, just to do some, you know, sort of harassing and things, you know, just mopping up some enemies, whatever. He just needed that tool, so he got the cheapest one. And again, Lawmaster of Hoeth, really good actually. I really like these guys. And the Prince on the Sun Dragon is fantastic. But I find the Sun Dragon takes damage quickly. The Dragon's quite squishy, you know, really formidable, do a lot of damage. And those breath attacks are fantastic. But yeah, I find they tend to get killed quite easily. But then I guess it's the same with the Black Dragon. If you focus down Malekith, you can kill him pretty quickly, so long as you've got the tools for it. And you've got to have armor piercing, and that's just something the High Elves don't have with their archers, which just seems so odd. You've got to wait for Malekith to land, or attack him with your own dragons, but of course he's got all those wealth of spells. Malekith is just really competitive in my opinion. So very fun. Bolt Thrower, obviously I just loved that I had this right till the end. Did so much damage to the unit. It's not a huge amount of kills, but it just keeps putting on the HP damage on the unit. And people don't like being attacked by artillery, so they're more likely to run away. So that's great. Cold One Dread Knights, they did pretty formidably. They got a surprising amount of kills, actually. I think that was mainly just them mopping up the skinks. But they really helped me just pen in those huge dragons, those huge dinosaurs, and you know, allow me to just pepper away with the bleak swords. The Dark Shards. There's just so many new names, guys, especially in this battle. Jesus. And yeah, I mean, everything performed, you know, kind of as you'd expect. You know, the Bleak Swords, not a huge amount of kills, but basically when they got in a fight that wasn't against giant dinosaurs, it was against Swordmasters and the like. So that was definitely tough. Yeah, really fun though. So you can see, you know, I won pretty comfortably in the end. But yeah, really fun. So guys, that was free for all, and that was Warhammer 2. I'm really excited. So guys, I will be bringing a ton of content for Warhammer 2, and of course I will be doing my cinematic, you know, edits in everything. Just I don't think with free-for-alls there's too much going on. It would take me too long to edit, and frankly it just means I'll barely get you a video a day, and I want to get you as much stuff as possible. So so I'll breeze over these because it's a long video already, isn't it? I can tell. Yeah, awfully long video. So it's yeah, I'm not going to do this again for the cinematics. It's going to take too long. It's not economical, guys. So yeah, but all my standard 1v1s, I will be putting the cinematic stuff. I need to check if Gem FX is working. If anyone happens to know if that works for Total War Warhammer 2, yeah, feel free to let me know, because I do like using that for the cinematics. It just makes it look so much more like a film. I love it. So yeah, so a few things to work on. I can't wait to do more of this. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, do please comment, yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. That would be great. God, it's been a hell of a long day. Sorry, I've been playing this all day. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning at the moment. So yeah, I'm recording this very late. I just couldn't get myself off it. But yeah, guys, like I said, yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Brilliant.